Hello and welcome. My name is Rashim Mogha and I'm your host for this Empowered Women of the World podcast. This podcast is for you. It is for me and it is for all women who want to take charge of their career and happiness. In this weekly podcast, we'll talk about technology, we'll talk about leadership, and we will talk about mindfulness. We will talk about how you can discover, visualize, and actualize your success, whatever that means to you. We will also talk about our common opponent, the conscious and unconscious bias, which we deal with on daily basis. And we'll share ways to navigate work politics. At the end of each podcast, I will share with you a tip or a resource that you can use to be successful. It's going to be a fun ride, so hop on and join me on this journey every week. First and foremost, a very happy new year to you. We wish you a happy, healthy, and abundant new year. A year of achieving your holistic goals towards your success. A year of putting yourself first. And a year of being kind to yourself. Now, you're not good enough for this job. You suck at this. Oh, everyone else is better than you. Look at you, you're so fat. Those clothes look awful on you. Do you ever say things like these to yourself? If yes, you are a victim of self-bullying. We typically don't talk to others like this, but when it comes to ourselves, we are extremely harsh. We don't shame others or are rude to the others, but when it comes to ourselves, we are our worst critics. If not checked, this self-bullying and self-doubting can lead to low self-esteem and can cause depression. And what is worse is if you keep self-doubting yourself in front of your peers, your co-workers, and your leadership team, then they do not have enough confidence in you to promote you to the next level or to give you high visibility projects. So it's it harms you when you self-doubt yourself. So in today's podcast, in the spirit of self-care, we will talk about self-bullying. Now, we all know self-bullying does not serve you well. You shouldn't bully yourself. But how do we handle our inner bully? Now, first and foremost, acknowledge the inner bully. Whenever you hear that little voice of self-doubt, acknowledge it and say hello before it becomes big. Now, this will enable you to be mindful as you're getting into that self-bully mode. Next is to find the positive intent. Assume that the inner bully is nudging you not because it wants to pull you down, but because it wants you to become a better version of yourself. Next time you hear yourself saying, "Oh, you're not good enough for this job," say, "Hi dear, I know you really mean well and are trying to protect me, so thank you. But you know what? I got this." So when you do that, what basically it does is it changes how you respond to the situation. Instead of seeing it as a low self-esteem and getting into the rut of, "Oh, I'm not good enough. Am I doing the right thing? Am I the right person for this project?" What you are saying is you're acknowledging that there is a little bit of self-doubt, and then you're saying, "You know what? I understand that there is a little bit of self-doubt going on in here, but I got this." And when you say "I got this," essentially you take control of the situation and you basically are trying to say that I am ready for this project, immaterial of what that little voice is saying to me. Now, choosing the neutral or positive intent is important, and while sometimes it might seem like a big, mindset change or a switch from "I'm a failure" to "I'm a success," using positive phrases like "I can be successful" or "this is no rocket science, I can totally do this." These kind of positive phrases can make all the difference. You need to consciously program your mind to think positive about yourself and continuously weed out those negative thoughts. And last but not the least, allow yourself to be imperfect. It's okay to be imperfect. Nobody is a perfectionist. Nobody is perfect. Saying that it's okay to be imperfect and to learn as you go through the process is useful. One of my friends has this great idea. She noticed that she would get into this self-bullying mode frequently, and she started using something called permission slips. So whenever she gets into this self-bully mode, like that little inner bully is saying to her, "You suck at this project," she immediately writes a permission slip, and she says, "I give myself permission to work on this project and learn as I navigate this complex problem." Now, reading it aloud many times also makes her feel confident and ready to accept challenges. This is a great way, and it has helped her a lot. So, give it a try next time you get into that self-bullying mode. I hope you find these tips helpful. Today's free resource for you is the link to the detox affirmations to help you get past negativity and start your 2020 on a very positive note. The link is in the show notes below. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you for loving, liking, supporting, and sharing the podcast. Remember, sharing is caring. I love your feedback, emails, and messages, so please keep them coming. I look forward to seeing you again in our next podcast. Till then, keep empowering the world.